hello everyone. I'm back once again. Sorry about the air conditioning noise, but it is 1,000 degrees in here. Alright, I'm going to try and get out of here without getting myself killed. Alrighty. There we go. Yay! Mission successful. Okay. So, yesterday was my day off, and one of the many things that I did yesterday was I went down to Grey Whale and I bought an Orbital CD. I've been kind of like getting into Orbital. I bought the Blue album some time ago, and I think I like gave it a listen once and was kind of like, eh, whatever. And then I was listening to it again, you know, fairly recently, and it was just like, my God, I really enjoy this album. And that was their last album. I think that was like 2004. In America, we drive on the right side of the road. Okay. But I was really into it, and there was at least one song on there that I just listened to over and over and over again because I really liked it. So I bought this other album of theirs that I don't know the name of. I have it in the center console. Let's see if I can. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it now because sorry about that. Because you know, I don't want to be messing around with it while I'm in traffic. But anyway, so there's one song on there that's like, I don't know the name of it because I literally have this little stupid mount for my cell phone, like, right on my CD player where, like, all the information would be. So whenever I'm listening to something, I never know what I'm listening to. Makes it a little more adventurous that way. But anyway, it's this song, and I swear to God, the only way that I can fathom that they could have come up with this song is, like, they must have been sitting around getting all high, like, "Oi, blokes, I know it, you know, what would happen if Philip Glass were to meet a bunch of stoned 13-year-olds with synthesizers? Let's write a song about it." And this song is what happened. And it's kind of awful, you know, like but I just love it. And I wish I knew which song it was, because it's not, let's see if I can. Alright, here's the album. It's, yeah, I don't even know. It's this one. So, yeah. And, yeah, it's great. I've really been enjoying it. I really like it. And then I meant to bring some of my other music with me. I was never into that whole, like, 90s era house techno, acid techno, when it was, like, a thing. But now that it's not a thing, I've been kind of like, you know, some of that stuff is really pretty good. I'm always about like a decade or two late to the party. You know, like I was listening to, you know, 80s music in like the late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean? I'm always late to the party. It's just kind of a thing. But, so yeah, I've been kind of rediscovering Orbital. And the other thing I bought was an album by John Michael Jerry. And it's okay. I'm not as into it. I want to get his new one, the Time Machine, I think is what it's called. Because he did a bunch of collabs with really, you know, interesting people, not the least of whom is Vince Clarke. But one of the things that drives me nuts about, like, I used to have a bunch of his CDs. I used to have all these John Michael Jerry, like I had Chronology, and I had Oxygen, I think. And I can't even remember what else, you know, I had a bunch of them, and I liked them. And it's like perfect music for driving around delivering pizzas, but now I don't know where the hell any of them are. So I don't know if I sold them or got rid of them or lost them or what the hell I did, but yeah, I don't have them anymore, and it's annoying because now I want to listen to them and I can't. So anyway, yeah, one can only listen to so much Erasure, and I know that sounds, surely you're going, oh, surely you jest, Clayton, but no, one can only listen to so much Erasure. Although, one of the reasons I want the Time Machine is because one of the collaborations that John Michael Jerry did was with Vince Clarke, and if that sounds kind of incredible, it's because it is. So, yeah, that's a thing. It's definitely a thing that I want to get at some point, but I have to be careful. I can't spend too much money on, you know, music. I spend more money than I should on video games. God, it's horrible. I was at GameStop the other day, and it was like, you know, if I had all the time and the money in the world, there's like 5 games I'd buy right now. But oh well. I digress. Yeah, it's interesting to me to see this sort of I don't know, the weird kind of cycle. There was like the early era of electronic music, you know, the kind of like Kraftwerk era, when it was kind of really experimental, and then I think ABBA came along and kind of made it like, see, you can do pop music with synthesizers. That's a thing, you can do that, and it can be really popular and fun and dancey, and it's weird because, like, to this day, I think there are a lot of people that, like, really liked ABBA and worshipped ABBA and was like, oh, we got to do that kind of stuff. And nobody ever quite got that. I mean, there were certainly bands, especially in the 80s, kind of after the whole ABBA thing, that achieved a lot of popularity, but I don't know that anybody ever quite got that, I don't know, something that, nobody has ever been that noticeable or that, I don't know, ABBA is just kind of legendary and nobody's ever been able to quite get that status. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing to me. Because a lot of that sort of early 80s, I feel like a lot of it was chasing ABBA, and even the, you know, the stuff I like Erasure and Depeche Mode, Pet Shop Boys and Trans-X and Men Without Hats and all those guys, I feel like they were kind of chasing ABBA. And as good as a lot of those bands were, you know, what were some other ones? The Cars were kind of synthy, pseudo-echo when they first came out. Aha, you know, all those kind of like synthesizer-y bands. And that kind of weird, like, 80s era synth pop really died a quick death. You know, like, by about 1989, 1990, it was over. And then the whole grunge thing, you know, there was Nirvana and the whole grunge thing, so that was just... And there were always those bands, you know, like Depeche Mode kept going. They were still popular. People still liked them. They still, you know, are putting out albums. Erasure, same thing. You know, there was always like a fan base that appealed to, but then particularly in the 90s, you know, they started getting in more into like the like house techno, acid techno, you know, like Orbital and people like that. And I just never really paid that much attention to it while it was going on. You know, well, that was kind of a thing. I did go and see Paul Oakenfold once. He was playing at a club here in Salt Lake. That was kind of fun. I wasn't really a big fan of his, but a lot of my friends were, so we just kind of went. And God, that was like 2000, 2001 maybe. So it was a long time ago, but you know, it was fun. It was good. It was a good show. I was drunk as hell. I think that was the first time I ever had a Long Island iced tea. I didn't know what one was. One of my friends said, "Here, you want one of these?" So I got a Long Island iced tea and got really drunk and just hung out in this club and listened to Paul Oakenfold. It was fun. So yeah, and you know, sort of recently, a couple of years ago, I guess back, oh hell, what was it, 2012 maybe, 2011? Yeah, it was 2011 or 2012. Vince Clarke from Erasure and Martin Gore from Depeche Mode teamed up and did a project called VCMG. They came out with this album called SSSS. And it just sounds like, you know, 90s era kind of house techno stuff, and I love it. I absolutely love it. A lot of people were kind of about it. I really quite liked it. And I kind of wish they'd do more of that kind of stuff. I wish they'd get together and do more of that stuff, but again, they just kind of, I mean, at least to my knowledge, they haven't really expressed any interest in revisiting it or doing another album or anything. But it was a really cool thing, you know, and it was sort of a natural thing, and you know, they hadn't worked together at that point in more than 20 years, you know, not since Vince Clarke left Depeche Mode, but I really enjoyed it, and I talked to some other people that were just kind of like, you know, whatever, it's neither here nor there, but like I said, I really liked it, and I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, now I feel like, I don't know, I feel like everything now is hip-hop, you know, that's kind of what everybody wants to listen to, which is fine, I mean, nothing against hip-hop, but it's not really my thing. It's like country and western, you know, and my boss is from Texas, so I always wind up listening to this country and western stuff, and a lot of it's pretty good. I mean, you know, there's definitely good country and western out there, but again, just isn't really my thing. I'm more into that kind of electronic stuff, and I don't know, it just, the whole synth pop thing, after that died out, and then that kind of 90s era techno thing. Again, those bands a lot of them are still out there. People are still kind of doing that stuff, but I don't know. It just doesn't have the popularity that it once did, and that's kind of too bad. I remember one of these groups. There's this group called Echo Image. You can find some of their stuff on YouTube. They put out one album in 2001 called Compuphonic, and it was amazing. It was just breathtaking. I can't describe it to anybody who hasn't listened to it. You can probably find the whole damn thing on YouTube or something, but it's just this amazing friggin' album, just absolutely. And then they kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. They put out some demos on YouTube that, like in about 2004 or 2000, well, I guess it would have had to have been 2005 because that's when YouTube started, but, God, was it 05 or 04? I don't remember now. Shit. I really don't remember. Oh well. It's weird to me to think that YouTube has been around for 10 years because it really is like, what the fuck did we do before YouTube? You know, we were just stuck watching cable. Anyway, but yeah, Echo Image, just almost everything of theirs I've ever heard, I just love. And it's pretty, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, they were clearly inspired by like a lot of that 80s era synth pop because it's just that kind of stuff. You know, they even did a cover of an Erasure song, a very, very good cover of an Erasure song, I might add. And they did a cover of The Never Ending Story, you know, which, again, they did it really, really well, and it was really, really incredible. And they put out this one album called Compuphonic that is just amazing. It kind of, I don't know, it really did kind of blow my mind. It's like one of my greatest albums of all time kinds of things. And then they just disappeared, and it just makes me sad because they were so good, and I'd love to see more of that kind of stuff. It's like that group Caramel, you know, that did Caramel Dancin' or Caramel Dancin', whatever it is. Like, same thing. Like, did they ever do anything else? Because that song just kind of is awesome in a horrible way. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of, again, clearly like 80s dance synth pop inspired stuff. And it's kind of horrible, but it's wonderful at the same time. It's like, it's horrible and wonderful. It's like, when's this gonna end? I wish it would go on forever, kind of thing. Oh well. But alas, yeah, and I don't know if they ever did, because the only damn song of theirs I've ever been able to find is the one song that everybody knows from, you know, the YouTube meme, you know. Anyway, and I wish I could, I don't know, like, did they ever do more stuff? You know? And, yeah, if they did, I haven't been able to find it. So, I don't know, maybe one day I'll find it, and then it'll all make sense. But, for now, for now, I haven't been able to. And, I don't know, it's the cool thing about, like, some of the bands I do, like, you know, like Men Without Hats. Their stuff used to be kind of hard to find. Now you can pretty much just get on YouTube and find even some of their unreleased stuff. It's pretty glorious. And they're another band that almost everything, they've done their fair share of, like, really terrible songs, but almost everything they've ever done I've really enjoyed. Even their last album they put out in 2012, this kind of recent album called Love in the Age of War, and it's just great. It's really, really, just from beginning to end, it's just fantastic. I don't know. So I guess that's my rant about synth pop and how much, and that 90s era techno stuff that I used to just be kind of meh. I don't know. I really like it, and I wish there was more of it. And the good news is, in the age of the internet, you can always find that stuff. Anyhow, that's going to do it for me, folks. I have a happy Friday, and I will see you tomorrow night.